Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness Rage Across New York. Our scene today is set in Central Park, the Sept of the Green, on the umbral reflection of the Sept, where the temperature isn't quite as cold, is far more enjoyable here in the Sept, on that side at least. And a certain glasswalker goes by Cammy or Night Owl, depending on who she's talking to. Is a bit high on life right now. She has successfully learned some new talents. She has successfully learned a new rite, and she is well on her way to being a very competent theurge. But after hearing a howl in the Sept a few evenings ago, um, she wants to seek out this Desmond, an individual that she's seen somewhat on the periphery of some of the events that she's been involved in, but has yet to meet up close and personal or even talk to at this point. So she is currently making her way towards the umber reflection of the training grounds. And we will start our scene with her kind of coming in through the trees and looking about the designated training area.
Um, what you could see basically, you could see Desmond. He is not training per se, but he's just sitting right there, glabro. He has his head down, and basically he is just with his eyes closed, with his head down, and basically taking deep breaths.
Cammy will find a spot to sit. She won't get too close. It's an it's a Fenrir after all, and well, she knows what they're capable of, if by no other means than reputation. So she sits down and she pulls out a lighter from her spider satchel and pulls out a cigarette and lights it up and begins to smoke.
And you'll just hear like it's basically him sniffing the air when she lights it, and he will towards her, uh, just stare at her.
So you're the one called Desmond, huh?
Yes, but I don't like to be referred to as that name. It is
All right.
Shred.
Shreds the corrupt then. Night Owl.
Nice to meet you. Now,
She'll take a long drag off her cigarette and then blow out the smoke. So, said you were looking to form up a pack.
yes, that is my intention.
I'm not familiar with the term Forseti.
I am a Phalodox of the Get Offenders tribe.
She'll nod. Theurge.
A Gode. The Urge.
She'll nod. Although I wouldn't dare to call myself that. That's your people's word.
So you wish to join the pack that I am?
I want to get to know you before I commit to anything. I'd hate to enter into a pack and then find out only that we don't mesh well together.
That is understandable. And he will get up and then he'll go into the middle of the training ground and he will tell her basically, to come. Just basically like to come over.
There's a slight wince in her eyes as she just looks at him. He's probably got at least a foot on her. And she takes the bag off and sets the spider satchel down next to the stump that she was sitting on. So why do I get the feeling that I'm about to get punched in the face?
Strength recognize strength. Even if you are to get knocked down, or if I am to get knocked down, it's about if you're able to get up and be able to face the blows that comes ahead.
Well, and she'll take her time going up into Glavro. There's certainly a look of apprehension that comes over her face. And she kind of cracks her neck and leans to one side and goes through a various routine of stretches. God, it would suck to pull a hamstring right about now, wouldn't
it? Is she saying that jokingly?
Yes.
Shred's face is just like serious. He's just looking at her.
What? You ever pulled a muscle before? That shit sucks.
He is just looking at her.
And, well, she may regret it later, but she's going to roll initiative.
Yep.
Eight.
You're going before me.
Dice Stream, I don't like what you're doing here. You're making me worried.
You're going.
Well, are you ready for this killer dice pool for a punch?
I have a killer dice pool, actually.
I don't. Pretty easy to see that when Kemi swings, it's with a certain lack of any skill or grace. At best, she could be considered a fairly, competent brawler. Wild. Not much. There's not a lot of technique. She knows how to throw her hands in a way that can hurt somebody. That's about the start and end of it.
And basically, he'll move, kind of will just like shift out the way. He'll just punch back, and he'll be spending 2 rage this turn. One, two, three.
Did say she took a jacket off, so she doesn't have that. So this is gonna hurt, no matter how you slice it.
1, 2, 3. Just 3.
Oh shit!
reaction.
Yeah, she soaks it. You hit her in the face. She kind of like winces, and when you hit her, she absorbs the punch, and there's just a look of surprise on her face. And then we go into rage rounds.
Did you spare Funny?
I didn't know.
He'll just punch again. He is in basically her.
That's a fail.
And basically he'll miss that. He'll whiff. He swung too wide, but he literally was trying to take her head off.
Like every time a fist comes close to her face, you're gonna hear her make a noise. It's like ah, ah. That's a hit.
So 2 success, so 1 carries over. Two.
Sucks exactly 2.
And basically he'll punch and he'll punch her and she's quite resilient. He's looking quite surprised at this.
Believe me, he's not the only one with a look of surprise on his face. She'll spend a point of rage. And she'll throw another punch. Oh, she botches. Take your next hit at a -1 difficulty, I guess.
Oh, wow.
As she swings and just like completely loses her footing and stumbles forward towards him, just head all exposed.
Well, that ain't gonna matter. He didn't see that coming and he whiffs, basically.
Why do I get the feeling this just looks like some really bad drunken master kung fu shit right now?
Yeah, like basically she just died and he's just like, how is this possible? Just like.
So as she kind of like gains her footing back, she's gonna hold up her hands and just be like, I meant to do, well, she's not gonna say that, but the look on her face is like, yeah, I totally meant to do that. And does Desmond spend any rage?
No.
Okay.
Like,
she's got 1 hit. Hey, she manages to connect. So her strength is 2. Ooh, no. I miss Dallas.
Basically, he'll basically look down and just be like, just look at her.
I imagine like her fist is kind of like, you know, like punched into his chest, like she's got her knuckles against his sternum, and it doesn't do anything. So we are back at the top of initiative, and she's just going to look at him with this kind of. Yep. She fails. She'll spend a rage.
Okay. His turn. He's just going to go for another punch.
Connects.
Dice.
God, she takes it.
And basically, he hits her and just, you know, her resilience is remarkable today. Basically, her endurance. He's just looking and head very slowly at this.
All right, rage round. She is gonna. Go for a hit. All right, 2 successes again. Oh wait, shit, she's in Glabro. Three successes.
All right, man. And she finally connects with the blow. You kind of hear him like huff a little bit. And then next thing you know, his face will get bent out of shape and he'll gain a rage because he's like.
Oh.
So what turn?
We're back at the top. That is her rage round. So this is like round 4 that we're just ended. So I think we're going in our 5th turn right now. So she's gonna, if he doesn't indicate to stop, she's gonna try and swing again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She can spend 1 more rage, and then she's only on 1 rage. So she will spend that point of rage. Oh God! She botches again. Take it at a -1 diff to hit her.
He is going to spend that rage he gained and just like try to hit her. So nope, he doesn't hit her.
1 success. -1 difficulty because she botched.
Okay.
Oh man, the dice mock us today.
It doesn't like me.
Hey, it hasn't been nice to me either. She'll use that rage action, and she gets 2 success on the hits. Go on the damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you soak it.
Soaps.
And you should have healed 1 by now at the top of this next round.
Mm-hmm. He spent the rage.
Oh. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, go ahead and do your thing. How about that?
He is going to apple.
Hmm.
Okay.
That was a lot better.
Take that 2 successes.
Strength +1. So roll your strength +1 for damage.
Oh, what do you say? Plus what?
Strength +1 for damage.
Okay.
Strength +1 for damage.
1. Okay.
Ouch. Well, let's see how she does. Jesus Christ, why is this happening?
Yeah, he doesn't do no damage, but he got her in a headlock.
Was that a strength brawl roll?
Yeah, it's a strength brawl roll.
Okay, so you were going for a grapple.
Grapple.
All right, I will roll her strength brawl to try and get out. How many successes does he have? 3?
2. He just only have 2.
Okay. Nope, she can't get out.
And he is just going to apply pressure. So I guess that's just strength roll, right?
Yeah, and be your straight strength and damage.
Basically.
So yeah, she soaks it. She's fucking tanking this shit.
Yeah.
She's gonna roll again to try and break the grapple. She gets 2 successes, so roll your strength brawl. See if she breaks free.
Okay.
She does not.
And basically, as she tries to stroke, we just going to kind of squeeze.
So that's it. Try and break out again. This never-ending cycle.
Yeah, he's just how much? What's the difficulty on body slam?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Let me roll her escape roll real quick, and then I'll grab the combat doc.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes to try and break free. I think she's free.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then she is going to try and punch. And she does not punch. So after a minute, she's just like, she gets free and she tries to swing again. She misses. And after a minute, she's just like, so, we're kind of evenly matched here, wouldn't you say? Yeah.
And then he'll just be like, and then basically that's when his fist will unclench to basically show his claws, basically. And
We we good?
we're what?
Yeah, no, maybe.
And basically, he will be basically like, you see his, basically he's just like, you can see he's agitated a little bit. Ref.
I
Turn his back a little bit. You've shown resilience.
um So, good sparring match. Good sparring match. She just said it really awkwardly.
You showed resilience. You at least landed the blow on me.
Yeah. Just kind of shake out her hand. I was taught a few things, some basics. Not really my area of expertise, but I can at least throw a few punches to defend myself. So, I'm doing better than most, I think. Hopefully. A little bit, anyway. Yeah.
I'll just look at her and just be like, I'm not really the best when fighting in the two forms of both Homage and Glabro, but I'll get better at it. Most likely, when it comes to my other forms, I don't spar, I kill.
I mean, that's also a thing. I'm pretty sure both of us would be fare more potent if we were in Krenos or Hispo. And she'll walk back over to her bag, and she'll pull something out of it, and she tosses a Twinkie over to Desmond as she sits back up on the stump.
He grabs it, opens it up with. He's still in Glabro, by the way. Opens it up with his paws and starts basically, surprisingly enough, eating it.
And she'll sit down, and she'll take a bite out of hers. So,
You have proven your strength.
well, that's good. I like to think that I can impress sometimes when I need to. She kind of offers a bit of a smile.
And he'll just look and he'll just nod. He'll just like towards her.
So, what's your story? I mean, where do you come from? How'd you get here?
I come from Harlem. I was a foster kid, raised in the orphanage all my life. Perfect athlete, and anything that I want. Then I wind up here. Found out that my foster mother was a, and well, I healed. My first change, I killed my brother and killed a bar full of people. Oh, Shreds the Corrupt was created.
Yeah, I'm not too dissimilar. I didn't actively kill my parents, but they're dead mainly because of me.
You feel responsible for it?
She'll nod.
Looks like that can't be. Looks like it can't be helped.
Not really, no. I did find out that my Krynos form doesn't incite the delirium.
That is interesting to know.
It's certainly something I think you should know.
Well, it'll be taken account of. Most likely, whoever looks upon you and remembers will just be considered collateral damage. That is all.
She takes a deep breath in and kind of through her teeth as her lip kind of curls in at that.
Is that a problem?
No. No, just... The reason why my parents are dead is mainly because of that.
So they weren't killed by your hands, but by the guru who found you?
She'll nod.
Mm-hmm. If they had any sense, they would have or did something else. Do not worry. They will, if anyone sees you in that form, only be a last resort at as much as possible, but you have you know what will happen to them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I guess you want to know the pack mission statement.
What did you have in mind?
Pack. Do anything that is warfare. We will specialize in urban warfare. You are of the Glasswalker tribe. Sign on this. I want to know any and everything that goes on in the city that is. And if it is of any prevalence or such, anything that is also Weaver related too that seems to be going out of whack. I would like to know about this fair city that we live in.
Well, that is that is something I specialize in.
Once we have said information, we will present it to the wormfold at the time. His or her blessing. Then we will deal with the problem. Wait for it. We won't sit on the information, compile the information, go to the wormfold, his or her blessing, then we will strike. And those who wish to accompany us can and will accompany us, but they will know that we are in charge of this mission.
All right then. Do you have an idea of what pack totem you want to follow?
I want something that can give me a little bit more kick in battle.
And think of a few. You can also think of a few that would also give us a great advantage in the city. It depends on what you want, what you would consider a boost in battle.
And basically, he'll hold up his clawed hands and he hit harder and hit faster. Prevalent, as long as it means that we go to war.
Well, I will look into a number of different totem spirits. That be my first act. And I should let you know that my strengths aren't tailored towards direct combat.
What she say is not direct combat.
Yeah, she says her strengths don't lie there.
That is understandable. You will compensate. You can either use a firearm of some kind, or any whatever that may help you. But I know where your strength lies. It's satchel. It's what's ever in there.
She'll kind of smirk and nod. There aren't too many things I haven't been able to crack just yet.
Like for you to yell for me.
So I didn't hear that, Diamond.
And he'll base this out. I would like for you to also do something else for me if you can.
If I'm capable.
Since you are the first one to come towards me with the suggestion of joining my pack, yourself on of strength and endurance, I will name you to be my beta.
She'll nod at that. Help him up to the challenge.
I hope so too. But that is not all. I would like for you to look for an interesting
An interesting what?
recruits who would like to join this pack.
Well, most of the other Guru in the Sept right now are either cubs or already in a pack. I don't know too many that are not currently packed up with someone.
We will keep our eyes on and when they rise up, they can have a choice either they want to join us or not. I know in particular 2 cases where we'll go to different at the end of the day. If it's just us 2, then it will just have to be us. We'll just have to be strategical in our attacks and also have other packs co-sign to work with us.
Well, she'll pull out her computer and she'll open up a Word document. So who are your potentials that you see out there?
Three. I see three. Um, they are cubs, but we can watch and observe. Nikolai, the Arun cub. Helena, the Theurge cub. And Fatima, another Theurge cub. If more prospects come, cross examine, cross off some from the list, join. But for now, since it will be us two, I would like to really start working towards us getting into a pack. Even if it's just us two, we still need to have some foundation for ourselves.
Have you thought about Jason? Isn't he another cub?
I gave Jason the offer a long time ago when we were Cubs. I know where his heart lies and where he will go. There's no point in talking to him about that. Also, put Pounce on there. Pounce is a Ragabash Lupus. I really like her. Once she goes up in said rank.
She's completely feral. Joining a city pack would be a challenge for her.
Then she must rise to the challenge then, because if she don't, she will die.
It's true. I have a pretty good rapport with her, I think, so I can start talking to her.
That is good.
She'll write those down. She'll kind of sit and think about the various totems. There's two I could think of. Strats that would be helpful to our cause. There's Cockroach, but he is a totem of wisdom. But in the city, he would be... We could control a city almost. Following him. Getting information with him around would be second nature. As easy as second nature. And the other would be Clashing Boom Boom, but Clashing Boom Boom is very, very insistent on following orders.
What will be the most useful in what I'm trying to do?
Either of those two totems would be beneficial, given the mission of the pack. It's just one is more martial than the other. One would be great for recon, and the other would be great for combat. Though Clashing Boom Boom only gives a boon to fighting with tools. And she'll kind of reach behind her back and kind of pat the small of her back, and you can hear it kind of her hands kind of tapping onto a pistol. It all depends on what you want to do. What you would find more of a boon. Cockroach is fairly easy to follow. And cockroaches are the ultimate survivor. And as far as infiltrating a city, I think only Rat's children could even come close to contending, but never overtaking.
So it seems like to me that information from this city would be the most preferable one.
With Cockroach on our side, I could own this city. And she doesn't say that with any hint of ego either.
Then that is what we shall do. We shall find we shall go under Cockroach, and we will get the necessary information that we need. Any information, I want to know where the worm dwells and where it breeds before anyone knows about it. I need to know these things.
She just kind of smirks, and she'll put her her laptop down, and she'll stand up, and she'll walk up to Desmond. And there's a bit of hesitance when she puts out her hand. She looks somewhat uncomfortable, but it doesn't look like to be necessarily at him. If he wants to roll his perception and empathy, he can.
And he has that. Two successes.
With two successes, probably Cammy doesn't like to be touched. More than likely.
And basically he'll basically give her a salute, basically put his fist on his chest. It almost looked like with his eyes, he's like analyzing her. His ass is just going up and down real fast. And he would just hold up a hand telling her to stop. And basically would just give her a salute with, a fist salute.
And there's just an immediate sigh of relief. And she'll take her hand up and just pat it on her chest over her heart. We'll need a name.
Basically, he will stop and he will start to think a little bit, and you see he's kind of pacing. And
unfortunately, one of the coolest names I've ever heard is already taken.
And he'll stop. Guerrilla warfare.
Could work. I'll have to get my hands on a sniper rifle, but it could definitely work.
Then we shall be called the guerrilla warfare.
She'll smirk. Well then, Alpha, I'll get to work. I'll start patroning our totem. It'll take time for us to build up being worthy, but he is not a difficult totem to follow.
Of course. As my beta, you have a lot of work to do, and as I have a lot of work to do, the spiritual side of things will have to be yours to handle.
Well, it is something I'm good at, and She'll reach into her bag and she'll produce 2 items. They're 2 little clay jars, probably about the size of like about the size of like a shot glass, maybe even a little bit smaller. And one of them has a green stripe on it, and one of them has a black stripe on it. And she'll hold up the one with the green, Gaia's Breath, and one with the black, Nightshade.
This will come in handy.
She'll hand it over. I've got another Talon that's pretty powerful, but I've only got one. And
you keep it.
I'm going to work on making more. They're just... net spiders are difficult to deal with. I think we have a lot to work with here. And I've got a lot of work to do.
Of course. And basically he'll take out like a little small notebook and a piece of paper. No. Like basically write down his number and stuff and then his address and give it to her.
Does he live in Harlem? Out of character?
Yes, he lives not that far in a little condo apartment, basically.
Cammy lives in a loft in Harlem. So she'll just look. What? Wow. You're like 3 blocks from me.
That is interesting.
I'm in that building with the storage loft at the top of it.
You are welcome to come visit me anytime.
Likewise. It's a lot of space. It's cold, though. She'll kind of shrug as she grabs up her satchel. Radiator doesn't work.
Need a favor from you. Another one. I know I'm asking for too much. Favors, if you can.
Well, what can I do?
If you can, could you talk to Murder Hobo boss about signing up for the Guardians? If you cannot do that, could you help 10 Point with her keeper duties?
Aiden Raya has told me that he wants me for a position called the Rangers, though I think we're still without a worm foe at present. But that would put me in the city where I need to be, but I'm already assisting 10 Point where I can.
They carry on then. You are already doing good work.
All right, then. And she'll give him another little salute.
And he'll do the same.
You can call me Cammy, by the way.
And basically, he'll not. You could just call me Shreds. I don't go by Desmond no more.
You have your identity. You know who you are.
And he'll nod towards that.
And she'll smile one last time and make her way to exit stage right.
And the Desmond will basically go to Fenrir shrine and basically
All right, and I think with that we can end our scene. All right, well, thank you players for playing, and thank you watchers for watching.